You know what time it is. I don't know where I came up with that one, man, but it just hits my soul every time I'm about to go in. And I know Yahuwah is giving me a real word. It's just like, you know what time it is. And everybody knows when they're dealing with promote the truth, because promote the truth is literally doing that. We are promoting the truth. That's it. That's why this feels so good. It feels so refreshing. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter the heartache. When you know in your knower that you're walking with Yahuwah and you are guarding his commands and you're doing things in the right way. You see, you got to do things in the right way, his way. And his way is a great way. I don't know who made this thing with righteousness seem like it's dull or boring. I love living righteous. I love it because it's not what you think it is. Once I figured out that you got to guard the commandments and be yourself. So as you come in, send a shout out. Send a shout out. Drop a, y'all, everybody's got to hit the like button. Everybody just stop. There's no sense in you coming and trying to get withdrawals from the kingdom of Yahuwah and you can't make a like deposit. You got to hit a deposit called like. Hit another deposit called shares. You came here because you want to make a withdrawal from the kingdom of Yahuwah. You want his word to reign and rule in you and give you something that you've been longing for. So make your deposits. Do your thing. Be his witness. Do Mahashim. Acts 8. Do it. Prove that the set apart spirit has come upon you to be his witness. If you don't witness, you're not his witness. It's plain and simple. And so we got this social media, which makes it so simple. And I can only imagine in this great recorder of life, Yahuwah sitting here looking at us going, who's going to hit the like button and show that they like me? Because I sent one of my servants to tell them about the way in which they should go. Because if they don't understand the real word, then they need somebody to go teach them. How are they going to know unless somebody tell them? How are they going to know that they've been absolutely duped? How are they going to know? Because they've been going along for so long. They've been so full of pride thinking that they had the right word, walking around with their King James Holy Bible, pagan to the max Bible, and they thought they had justification. Some of them thought they had some kind of experience with me because they were in some kind of church and they took them and they dipped them under some water and they felt like they had this big change. That wasn't me, says Yahuwah. I was not there with you, whether you want to think so or not. Smash your pride, humble yourself before me, and admit that you were fooled. That's all Yahuwah wants to see. Come on. Holly just called y'all out. 4 likes. I'm going to shut this. If we only got 4 likes, I'm just going to shut it off. I'm not even going to teach the lesson tonight. How do we know? I'm going to go figure out the likes. I'm going to figure out the likes. I think what I'm going to start doing is if everybody doesn't make sure they participate, I'm just going to stop the training. I'll be back tomorrow until we get it right. All right. We got 26 now, Holly. All right. We got 26. We got to get it to at least 40 before we go in on this training. Why? Not because it's something we want. It's because of the algorithm. Your like brings somebody else in, period. That's how the algorithm works. You hit the like, and then when you get a bunch of them happen at the same time, YouTube, Facebook, they all go, oh, something's happening over there. We need to show this to more people. Now you're being the witness. I'm checking it out again. How many people we got, Holly? Me and Holly in here rocking it tonight. We got 31, Holly. I tell you what, we ain't got it to 40. We just going to shut this thing down, and this great message that I know for a fact going to change lives. We'll just talk about it tomorrow. No big deal. We'll talk about it on Shabbat. It's preparation day. I'll just get more prepared, and we'll bring it for tomorrow. You guys must, in order to get these lessons, make some deposits. They don't cost you anything. It's a like. Simple. Right? Because I want to see the algorithm jump. All right. Where we at, Holly? I'm checking out. I got new internet set up today, and it's working so-so. This one's working good. The other one's working. We'll see. All right, we're at 33, Holly. Some people are going to say, what are you doing? I'm telling you what I'm doing. 34. All right, everybody listening to me. On your screen. Oh, I know there's some people over on Facebook. These are the YouTube people. All right, we got to count the Facebook people. Let me get over to Facebook, Holly, because we got Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I'm looking at the people. I'm going over to Facebook while we're streaming. I'm primarily do most of the stuff on YouTube, but I got much love for Facebook at the same time. So I'm not going to trip. 1 second, y'all. All right, so we don't have as many people on Facebook. We got some. We got some likes over there. Let's go do the total now, Holly. Me and Holly watching this tonight. All right, we're at 37 total, Holly. We got to get to 40. All right, where we at? All right, we're there, Holly. We just now went over to 40. Thank you. Big shout out. All y'all did was rock the algorithm. You got to work the algorithm. It is a witness, period. So when you hit like, that's got to be a discipline in your life if you want to learn something. Otherwise, you go live. I'll come join y'all. If you got the truth and you know how to disseminate all these words, I promise you, I'll come and join you. If you can break down to me, you understand the Aramaic and the Abariy and the original text, and you've been studying and you put in decades worth of experience to be able to prove that you know what you're talking about, or you might be in about a year. I can't give you much credence on eldership if you ain't got a hardcore year of working the ways of Yahuwah. You got to get at least a year in under your belt. He might dip you and bring you into a great understanding in about a month or two. But you need some wisdom. Wisdom comes with time. Now, Leslie's in the building. Holly's in the building. I'm going to give a shout out. Deontay, Sherry, Hambone. Where you been, Hambone? My man, Hambone. Yeah. Stone. What's up, Randy? Luya in the building. Marcel's here. Jermaine is here. Yamani's here. Leslie's here. Brian is in the building. Emily, Amber, Annette. Yeah, Timothy. We got to do a special prayer. Timothy's father-in-law called on Yahuwah yesterday or today, one of the two, within the last 24 hours. Mr. Nelson, Steve Nelson called on Yahuwah, and he's battling a heart issue, and he needs our prayers. Let's put Mr. Steve Nelson up in prayer. Our sister Beverly, that's her husband. She's a true blue, Yahuwah. Ron is in the house. Yes. Yahuwah daughter, Nima, over there in Tanzania. I see you. Scott Harris, what you doing, Scott? Hey, my best friend for 28 years. Bowling Green, Kentucky in the building. Tiffany, Lisa Alston, Precious Soul. YBH, what's your name? I got to know who YBH Hopkins is. Put your first name in there. A lot of y'all need to get y'all's names straight. Some of y'all got them funny names. You can't give a great witness with them funny names if you're going to be for Yahuwah. Have 2 different YouTubes. Get your one YouTube where you're going to represent Yahuwah and you put your name on the thing. Because guess what? You think Yahuwah is going to have you in the book of life by your crazy name? You ain't going to play that game. You're going to be like, no. I want you to have my right name. Ain't that right, Leslie? Leslie's in here. Sherry Harrod's in here. All right, Donna Steele. Sophia. What's that from? What movie is that from, Sophia? Elisa is in the building. All right, I think I got most of y'all. We good. Shanique, Tashara, Asha, Isaiah, Amina is here. My papa's in here. Yeah. I'm going in. Y'all ready? Emily. Are y'all ready? Are you sure? You got to get rid of the Greek. Sophia, you got it. That's my girl. She got it. It's color purple. Now watch. You have to get rid of the Greek. Otherwise, you're going to lose. If you get rid of the Greek, you will win. But it takes courage to get rid of the Greek. The more I translate, the more I work this thing called the scriptures. this is the great Yahuwah. You wanted me to go do the translation with the team, and now I'm so convicted. I don't even know which way to turn. Brother Joe, Daniel's in here. Kitty, YBH, you tell us your name yet? Or you ashamed? I want YBH's name. YBH Hopkins, what is your name? Yahuwah's calling you out tonight. Don't hide behind YBH. Tell us who you are. Let's go. Now watch. If you get rid of the Greek, you will win because of what it takes to win. Because you're going to do what it takes to win. The thing that it takes to win is you got to have courage. Now let me prove what I'm going to say to you, because this is not what I meant to talk about from the gate, but because I'm watching this, I got to say it. Okay. Hazun, Revelation 21:8. I had it nowhere in my spirit until just right now. Just right now, Yahuwah gave it to me. So in order to get rid of the Greek, you got to be bold. You got to be courageous. You cannot be a coward and get rid of the Greek. It's surrounding you. You don't have any idea how much the Greek has surrounded this world. The Greek translation has now taken over the world. And we, as the kingdom of Yahuwah, have to forcefully take it back. We have to take it back. Ever since the days of Yahuwah the Immerser, John the Baptist, the king has been forcefully advancing, and forceful men and women take hold of it. Yahusha HaMashiach, when he was here, he told us. So Hazun, Revelation 21, if I go down to verse 8, listen to what this says. But as for the cowardly, the untrustworthy, the abominable, the murderers, those who whore, those who are drug dealers, the idolaters, and all those who lie shall have their part, which is in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur. Now, wait a minute. Who's the first person Yahuwah says he going to throw in the lake of fire? Did he say he's going to throw the murderers in the lake of fire first? It always struck me, this verse. Why didn't he say the murderers first? Why didn't he say the rapists first? Why didn't he say the child traffickers? Why didn't he say the women beaters? Why didn't he say something sadistic like that? Come on. Sweet pea, who did he say is going in first? Come on, Patrice. Yahuwah 144K. Who is that? Say your name, Yahuwah 144K. He said, I'm going to throw the cowards in the lake first. That's who goes in first. Those that are afraid to stand up for something that they know is right and that they know is wrong. So we got to make a decision. Are we going to be courageous and go up and smash the Greek? Are we going to tear down this idol of the Greek translation? Everything you are reading, I'm telling you, I'm now even more convinced. Because people keep sending us, what about that version? What about this version? And I keep proving from scripture after scripture that they're changing names. They have some better intentions. They got some of the more things right, but they got most of it still attached to the Greek translation. Name one, I'm telling you, they have it. They're still hooked on the Greek, as if they're addicted. They're either addicted or they're lazy, or they don't know no better. I give them a third one. I'm going to say they don't know no better because I don't want to call them the other ones. So what we got to do is Beverly, and Sister Beverly, y'all remember we got to pray for Brother Steve. We got to be bold enough to say, okay, I don't care if all the world says that's right. That's the problem with governments today. They're trying to run a democracy. I'm not talking about Democrats and Republicans. Zero. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. A democracy is one of the most dangerous governments in the world. Everybody hears this word democracy, and that's from the pit of hell. The pit of hell wants you to live in a democracy. You want to know why democracy? You want to know why the pit of hell does that? Because the pit of hell knows that most people are weak and they can be easily influenced one way or the other. You see, the kingdom of Yahuwah is not a democracy. If it was going to really look at anything towards what we understand as government, that's right, Hambo, mob rule. If we're going to look at anything, you want to have a republic. That's why, like in the states, each states in the USA, they're a republic. You'll see it. It's the republic. I'm from Kentucky, born in Kentucky. I was born in the Republic of Kentucky. Every one of your states is part of the republic. You want to know why the republic is so important? Because the document rules, not people. The document is what rules. And so with Yahuwah in the kingdom, the document is his word, is the scriptures. That's the document. So then it takes all of our emotions, all of our opinions out of it, and it makes the document be the kingdom. I don't know if y'all ready for this or not. What levels y'all want me to go to on this? I don't know what levels y'all want me to go to. I can go highest levels y'all want to go. And the funny part is I'm doing these lives and I'm just scratching the scratches. I'm not even, y'all think I've been going deep. I'm not gone real deep. I will get to deep probably about a year from now if Yahuwah doesn't come back before then. I'll probably get really deep then. But right now, y'all know what I'm saying makes sense. You're going, that makes sense. Because see, if something's wrong, but you can get the majority to go with it because you can sensationalize it. You can throw some media, some news, and some TV, and somebody sitting behind there pulling strings and say, yeah, say this, say that. Y'all should go watch some of them good movies, man, that will make you stop and think. Like V for Vendetta. That's a good movie to watch. You should watch the movie V for Vendetta. So you can see how these governments are really ran. That movie tells you how movies are really ran. I mean, how governments are really ran. That movie will tell you how governments are really ran. They're ran by democracies, by mob rule. You can just go ahead and just put on TV and make people get sensationalized and do the wrong thing and kill some people. Okay, so we got to have brave people that are not cowards that go, okay, we're going to stand for something. That means we're going to stand up against the Greek because it is trash. That translation is from the pit of hell. It is satanic, it's demonic, and it's only meant to take away from the kingdom of Yahuwah. And I hate it. I righteously hate that translation. I want nothing to do with it. And I'm here to make the grandest stand in the history of the world. I don't know anybody in the world that's making this kind of stand like we're making here, promote the truth against the Greek. I don't know anybody in the world that's going, you know what? The Greek is trash. Who do y'all know in the world? Where is it at? Man, I got all kind of stuff over here. Hold on. I got books and books and books and books. What's that book? What's that book? Okay. Here's old trash. I keep trash laying around for some reason to keep showing y'all that it's trash. Look at that trash. Who you know in the world is going, the Holy Bible, the King James is trash? Who you know this is being that wrong? This is trash. This is garbage. This is demonic. This is satanic. Who you know has ever come up and got on the internet and said that? It can be clipped and can be played all over the place. It can be smeared. and can be, he's this, he's that. Go on, say what you want. I'm going to tell you, this is trash. This is demonic. This is demonic. This is dark. King James Version, authorized, the most widely distributed version in the world. 2 pagan words on the cover. And guess what? It got most of us under it because most of us were too freaking prideful to understand that even in this pagan version that we were reading, we just didn't accept it, what it was saying. We didn't even go, look, I can go in this old pagan, and it's got some credence to it. If it got the red stuff, right? Look, I can go in this old pagan scripture and figure out the lie. Revelation, which is really Hazun, 12:9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceives the entire world. He was cast out to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. It told us that even in this pagan version, that the devil, Satan, the adversary, was cast out, and he deceives the entire world. And what you've been doing is thinking you're above that deception. What I had done for years is thought I was above that deception. No, couldn't have deceived me. And when Yahuwah saw that I was humble and I was deceived, he go, oh, now I got somebody that I can deal with because Yahuwah hates pride. Let's go in. So everybody get rid of your pride today, tonight, wherever you're at. I see my brother Elmer came on. They're already in Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom over there in the Philippines. The sun's done come up. They went into Shabbat. When the sun comes up on Pagan Friday, all over the world, wherever you're at, that is Shabbat. When the sun goes down and there's no more light, the Shabbat's over. More on that another time. I'm going in. Why are we here? Because we got to tear the Greek down. Yishayahu, Isaiah, Yishayahu, chapter 1. Yishayahu, chapter 1. I'm going to start with verse 10, and we're about to tear it up. That's what's going to happen. This is about to get ripped up, and everybody is going to get tore up. I'm telling you right now. Warning. What they call it? Trigger warning. This is more than trigger warning. Chapter 1, verse 10. Hear the word of Yahuwah, you rulers of Sadam. Give ear to the Torah, the law of our Eluah, you people of Amarah. So now he's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Of what use to me are your many sacrifices, declares Yahuwah. I have heard enough of your ascending sacrifice offerings of rams and the fat of fed beast animals. I do not delight in the blood of bulls or the blood of lambs or goats. So Yahuwah said, all that sacrificing that it was set up, he said, I did it to teach you a lesson about things that were required to get right with me, but I don't like it. Even though I set it up, because I knew it would bring a certain discipline in you for you to do this, to see how much blood you had to deal with so that I don't take your blood. Now watch, verse 12. When you come to appear before me, who has required from your hand? So he says, when you come to appear before me, and I've required you to do certain things for me. So when he says with your hands, right? And you come in and trample my courtyards. He said, you trample my courtyards. Now, where is Yahuwah's courtyard now? It's in us. His courtyard is in us. Leslie, Yishayahu is Isaiah. Yishayahu. Is that a witness, family? Who in here knows what Yishayahu means? Put it in the chat for all the new people to learn and get the good words in their mouth. What does Yishayahu mean? It's a witness, as it says in Mahashim, which is Acts 10:43. What does Yishayahu mean? Here it comes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Yahuwah 144K got it. Yishayahu means salvation is Yahuwah. That's a witness. Isn't that name a witness? The name of the prophet Yishayahu that got all y'all going. Can you please tell me what the name is tell me the pagan name that I know? Can you, Yamani got it early. Where you go, Yamani? Can y'all see how I got people all the time say, Jay, would you always please say the pagan name so we can understand it to get to it? And I'm like, yeah, but it's better for you to go to promothetruth.com and go click the link called correct names and study to show yourself approved. That's what's better for you to do. Go study the names. That way you'll know it and you'll see that they're a witness. You'll get more convicted. Now watch what Yahuwah says. In Yishayahu, salvation is Yahuwah. He said, you trample my courtyards. Where is Yahuwah's courtyard? It lives in us. All right, now watch. Verse 13. Stop bringing futile offerings, sacrifices, incense to me, because it's an abomination to me. Can y'all believe that Yahuwah would say, bring me the incense, do these things, and then he turns around and says, it's an abomination to me. You notice what he said, but in there, the key word, he said futile. He goes, because you don't mean it. You don't love me like that. You saying it with your lips, but when you're bringing it out of you have to more than you want to. So he calls it futile. So stop bringing all your futile gifts to me. So many people are going through the motions and thinking because they're saying right words, it's going to get them some kind of favor from Yahuwah. But Yahuwah knows your heart. You can't fool Yahuwah. The way you act, what you do is what you believe, not what you say. I can't hear what you're saying because your actions are speaking so loud, is what Yahuwah is saying. Yahuwah is saying, stop bringing all this futile stuff to me because you don't love me that way. You're just saying you do. He says, as a matter of fact, it's an abomination to me when you say it and then you don't love me like that. And look what he says. Some of y'all that's come into the faith, he's getting ready to call you out if you ain't right. He says, your observances of the new moon, Sabbaths, the calling of set apart gatherings, I'm unable to bear your unrighteousness and your assembling together. Y'all going through all the motions, what Yahuwah is saying. You don't love me like that. You don't love me the right way. You don't love me with your heart. You don't love me with your actions of saying, man, I'm so happy and I'm so honored to wake up today, to be able to serve you, to be able to live my life the way I want to live my life. As long as I put you first, you give me the desires of my heart. You make me be happy, Yahuwah. I want to go do this and you let me go do that because you love me like that, because I love you like that. Come on. Guess what he says? Verse 14. Because we got it coming up. On the pagan day Sunday is the new moon. Everybody mark your calendars. because we got Shabbat on Pagan Friday, and then on Sunday is the new moon. And Yahuwah says, my being hates your new moons and your appointed times. They trouble me, and I'm tired of bearing them. Yahuwah said, you going through the new moon motions, and you're doing it because, you think because I don't work and I don't go do transactions, I'm taking that off, but you're thinking about working all day. You're worried about this. You're worried about that. You really want to be doing it, but you're saying, no, I'm going to take it off because I'm going to get something out of it if I just take it off. Yahuwah said, you don't love me the right way. He goes, you should be doing it because I made it for you to enjoy, to take a break, to take a breath, and to observe all the things I've created and get into a spirit of gratitude, because that's the closest way you can get to me, is to be grateful. So I gave you the new moon. It's my cornerstone of grateful training. The number one cornerstone of Yahuwah's gratefulness training is the new moon. It causes us to stop and reflect on the prior month, on what he's done for us and what we can work on for the next month. Are you following me? It should be like Hambone just said, a delight. No, wait a minute. He says in verse 15, and when you spread out your hands, you say, praise Yahuwah. He says, I hide my eyes from you. Because you're going through the motions. Yahuwah said, you don't love me like that. Mm-mm. He said, you don't love me like that. He says, I'm not even going to look at you. Even though you make many prayers, I do not hear you. Your hands have become filled with blood. Yahuwah says you are a murderer when you don't love him with your heart. He sees you as awful. Stop playing with Yahuwah. If you come in the roll with Yahuwah, you coming to live with him and honor him, love him the right way. And guess what's got you going through all these motions? Guess what's got many of you going through the motions of this? It's the Greek. Because the Catholic Church, that's what they do. That's who they are. They're the motion people. Go stand up, sit down. Stand up, sit down. Nobody wants to be there. Let's go do whatever we want during the week. Let's go down into the booth. Let's pay the priest a little change. Give him some money. Get our conscience clear, we think, and walk out of there going, got that done. Yahuwah saying, you think you better because you know my name? You don't love me like that. Wash yourselves. Here's your solution. Wash yourselves. Verse 16 of Yishayahu, Isaiah 1:16. Wash yourselves. Make yourselves clean. Put away the evil of how you act from before my eyes and stop doing evil. Learn to do good. Seek right ruling. Now watch what he says next. Come against the oppressor. Why do you think the government's out of control? Because people don't love Yahuwah like that. So the people don't come against the oppressors. Why do you think churches keep getting away? Why do you think the Catholic Church can have all these priests molest all these boys and nobody going to jail? Because they're the beast power. There's no other place on earth that can do that and not go to jail, be under the jail. I said it, clip it, send it across the internet. Because I'm standing with Yahuwah. Do you love him like that? Though your sins. Hold on, no, wait. I don't went too far. Stop doing evil. Learn to do good. Seek right ruling. Reprove. Come up against the oppressor. Defend the fatherless, the orphans. That's what we do. I got to put the video. I think I'm going to get it together tomorrow and give it to you. I'm going to show you what I've been doing since 2010. When I took on an orphanage school in Kenya, Africa. Thousands of orphans. I have myself and my companies take care of over a 10-year period. Thousands. Got up to 370 every single month at one time. 8 school teachers, clothes, books, cooks, had 3 cooks teaching and pouring in and making sure they knew the word of Yahuwah. Because Yahuwah told me, go ahead and defend the orphans. Plead for the widows. Look after the widows. Now, this is why I'm here tonight for verse 18. I'm here for verse 18. Come now, let us reason together, says Yahuwah. All right, everybody, you've heard. This is a strong lesson. Come now and let us reason together. Yahuwah done laid everybody out. He done pulled out the sword and sliced and diced everybody and said, come on, don't play with me. He said, come on now, let's reason together, says Yahuwah. Now, who's Yahuwah? Is Yahuwah actually speaking the words? Or is he saying it through the prophet Yishayahu? He's saying it through the prophet. Yahuwah is talking through me to you tonight, just like he was talking to Yishayahu. How do you know? Listen to your spirit. Come now, let us reason together, says Yahuwah. Even though your skins are as bright as scarlet red, I will make them be white as snow. Even though they are as red as the crimson, like crimson, I'll make them be like white wool. If you submit and obey, you're going to begin to eat good from the land. Yahuwah just said you got no way, shape, form, or fashion of being with me. You're out because you don't love me like that. Then he said, all right, I'm going to make a deal with you. Come, let's reason this out. What he's saying is, do you got common sense? Or are you thick-headed to where you just going to go down with the ship? Yahuwah saying, what you going to do? Are you just a hard-headed person, stubborn, gotta be right? If that's you, none of this counts, what's being said next. Yahuwah just said, if you humble yourself and you simply submit to his authority and obey his commandments, and they're not hard, they're not burdensome. Stop making Yahuwah's way hard. It's not. It's very simple. As a matter of fact, it's daggone easy. But you got to love him like that. And the thing that don't love him like that is your flesh. It loves the world more than it loves the ways of Yahuwah that's good for you. That's great for you, that will give you more happiness. He said, if you submit and obey, you shall eat the good of the land. But Beverly said, I'm going to humble myself. Hallelujah, Beverly. Put it in the chat. Y'all follow your sister Beverly, but only if you love Yahuwah like that. Say, I'm going to humble myself before Yahuwah. Put it in the chat. Like if you're like, you know what? This is a good thing to do. Let's reason it out. This ain't difficult. I can make him the first and the most. I don't have to have any other Elohim. I don't need any other gods. If you need that word, throw it out there. Elohim or multiple gods. I don't have to have images. I don't need crosses and steeples and all this stuff. I don't need all that. I can make his name the most important, name in the history of ever. I can honor the Shabbat. I don't have to work a job that requires me to work the Shabbat. I don't have to be a coward because I know I'll go in the lake. I'm going to go in. If I got this job, I'm going to say to the boss, I understand there is a employee equal opportunity in most countries, Equal Opportunity Act. And guess what? You can't discriminate against me for my religion. You don't go in like you say, listen, I have a religious belief. I follow the new moon and the patterns of the sun and my calendation, and it's going to be different days every 4 weeks, every month. I'm going to be having different days that I keep the Sabbath for the next 4 months. For the next 4 weeks. So being that I'm going to keep the Sabbath different every month on a different day, and some days it will fall on the pagan Saturday and Sunday. So we're good. But if they fall on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I need those days off because that's my religious belief. Now that takes courage. And if you ain't got that courage, you're going in the lake. Or if you don't want to go do that, you got to go make money in a way to be your own boss, which is really what Yahuwah wants you to do. He really wants you to be an entrepreneur. To where can't nobody tell you what to do. And you raise your kids the way you're supposed to raise them. And you're not piling them off on the enemy. Humble yourself. He said, but if you refuse and you rebel, you shall be devoured by my sword. This is spoken from the mouth of Yahuwah. So do you realize that Yishayahu believed Yahuwah and walked so close with Yahuwah that he's saying the words he's speaking is coming from the mouth of Yahuwah? And I'm telling you, the words I'm speaking are coming from the mouth of Yahuwah. You got to humble yourself because we are standing front and center in Sadam and Amarah. We're standing front and center, family. There is no way around it. Give me another scripture. How do we prove this to be true? Come on, talk to me, Yahuwah. Yahuwah's talking to me. Yahuwah's talking to me. Let me see. Let's go to Luke 17, 6? 30, nope. 28. You remember how this all started? Who was Yahuwah talking to in this whole passage from verse 10? He was talking to Sadam and Amarah. And what did he end up doing to them? He burnt that whole place up. Now look what Yahusha saying. In Luca, what's Luca mean? It means the light is Yahuwah. There's another witness. Luca, the light is Yahuwah. You follow me? So now we're going to shine some light because he just told you in Yishayahu, Isaiah, chapter 1, he just told you that he's talking to Sadam and Amarah. And now when he comes to earth as Yahusha, he says in 17 of Luca, verse 26, and he says, and likewise, the way it came to be in the days of Lut, son named Lot. They were eating, they were drinking, they were buying, they were selling, they were planting, and they were building. But on the day when Lut left out of Sadam, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed everything. Everybody listen to me. Verse 30. It's going to be the same way in the day when the son of Adam, Yahuwah Mashiach, is revealed and returns. So he says the way he did it in Sadam and Amarah, that's why I tell everybody, it's not going to be by water, but it's for sure going to be by fire. He just told us, he said, in the day when I return, he goes, in that day, there will be someone that will be on the housetop and have their goods in their house. Do not come down to take them away. And likewise, the one who is in the field, don't turn back. I want you to remember the wife of Lot. So Yahusha says, every one of y'all that's listening to this word, if you turn back and you look at your past, I'm going to burn you up. Why would he say, remember the wife of Lot? Why would he say that? Because he wants us to know that anybody that comes after him, yet is struggling to do the things that are right with him, he says, I'm going to burn you up. And you got to stop wasting time going up and down and actually being around people who don't love Yahuwah like this. There's only a few of us that love Yahuwah like this. It's only a few of us. Torah. There's only a few of us that love him like that. How many of y'all love Yahuwah like that? Paula, you for sure got to change your screen name. You can't be the kitchen witch and follow Yahuwah. You got to get rid of that witch. Because he said the witches, the sorcerers are going in the lake. Paula, you don't want to go in the lake. All y'all got to get y'all's names, y'all handles right. Some of y'all got these handles that's for sure going to throw you in the lake. Because he said by your words you'll be justified and by your words you'll be condemned. And some of y'all putting the wrong words on yourself and Yahuwah's going to throw you in the lake. Because you're going to say, I thought it was just something cute. He's going to say, I hate that. I'm being raw with y'all, man. Because I see a lot of y'all come on here with these handles that they do not bear fruit of somebody that follows Yahuwah. So get rid of them crazy ass handles. If you're going to call out on Yahuwah, I'm just going to call it out from now. I'm going to tell you, I love you. I got your back. I do anything for you, but you got to get your words right. You got to get your thoughts right. Come together. Let us reason the things that make sense. That's all I'm saying. Did this word help anybody? All right. If it did, then you got to get rid of the Greek. The only reason y'all got some of them crazy handles and you got some of those crazy ways, and all of y'all know what I'm talking about. The only reason that anybody would struggle with this message is because of the Greek. Y'all think it's okay to play games with Yahuwah because the church teaches day in and day out you can act a fool. As long as you put some money in the plate, you can get forgiven. As long as you go to the booth with the priest, you can be forgiven. All right, so we got to get rid of the Greek. Now, I'm over here. On Promote the Truth. Are y'all in or y'all out? Which way y'all? Y'all got to, hey, listen, everybody's rocking tsnt.org, you in. Because we got a mission. We're not playing. tsnt.org, we got to spread the word more. We need more people hearing this. We got good numbers, but good is the enemy of great. Yahuwah expects greatness. And we just got to pour more into our marketing. I'm over on Promote the Truth, and I'm underneath the tab, the origins. Okay? Make sure. Origins. If you hover over origins, then you'll see a tab that says Hebrew Aramaic origins of the New Testament. I'm going way down on it because I done read a lot of the top. I'm going to read some of this, then we're out. The common perception, and I wrote this, by the way. Thank you, Sister Annette, with that super, sis. Thank you. And you know the staff tracks that stuff, too. I don't know if y'all noticed that. They track it. Thank you. But I wrote this. The common perception is that Shaul, a.k.a. Paul, was a Hellenist Hellenist Yahudiy. That means he was like a Greek Jew, a Greek Abariy. So everybody thinks that Shaul, Paul, was Greek predominant Jew or Abariy, Hebrew, from Tarsus, who wrote his letters in Yuani. That's Greek. So the real word for Greek is Yuani. Speaking in assemblies in Asia Minor, Rome, and Greece. Shaul, everybody listen to me, was first and foremost a Parashiy, which you know as Pharisee, a Yahudiym. Yahudiym means follower of Yahuwah. He was from the Yahudiym sect, strongly that opposed Hellenization. So Hellenization is the Greek way of life. So Shaul heavily opposed the Greek way of life, didn't like it at all. He was of the tribe, so he was from the 12 tribes of Benjamin, so Benjamin, and Abariy of the Abarim. So he called himself a Hebrew of the Hebrews. Peloponneme, Philippians, chapter 3, verse 5. You can read it and we'll back up what I just said. A note, and even in the NIV Study Bible, the New International Version, says the expression Hebrew of Hebrews means in language, attitudes, and lifestyle. So Shaul, in his language, in his attitude, in his lifestyle, was all Abariy, Hebrew. Shaul was educated at the feet of Gamaliel. So Gamaliel, or Gamaliel, was a great doctor of Abariy law. So Gamaliel was a great doctor of Hebrew law. If you look at Mahashim, that's Acts 22:3, you will see that. Although he was born in Tirzah, sign named Tarsus, a city speaking mainly Aramaic. Most people don't do this research. Hardly anybody you meet or know does this kind of research. This is research. Not how much research I had to do to write this stuff. Most people don't stop and take the time to break it down. That's why y'all hear me talking so convicted. Can't shake me because I'm studied on this. So let me read you some more what I wrote. So he lived in a city that spoke predominantly almost all Aramaic. Shaul grew up in Jerusalem, sign named Jerusalem, the center of the strict Parashiy teaching. That's Pharisee Judaism. It was strict. Acts 22:3. Read it. Mahashim 22:3. Y'all with me? I'm establishing a point. The epistles, so the letters Shaul wrote, were to the various assemblies of the dispersion. These are people that were Yahudiym that had been dispersed. Check, check, check. Can y'all hear me now? All right, check, check, check. Hold on, guys. You know I burn up these speakers whenever I go at it. All right, here we go. I'm burning up speakers. Can y'all hear me now? Put it in there. Put it in. 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 Check, 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 check. I'm gonna make sure. Yep, you should be back. I should be back. I'm burning up mics, y'all. Okay. So are y'all really learning? Because what I'm doing is I gave y'all heat. Now I'm giving you science and history. Because I want all the fear to leave your body. And then I want a spirit of courage to come upon you. And I want you to say, I'm getting rid of the Greek. Because we need 144 people that hate the Greek, that stand on the front line and go, I'm all about the Abariy and the Aramaic. And I'm all about the real word of Yahuwah. And I got to support that with all I got. Because there's nothing more important than that. Because it's too big of an opposition right now. And I can't keep letting it go the same way. And what has got a lot of people tore up is Shaul, Paul. Because he had a certain mission. But you got to watch how he went about it from the gate. So he was from Tyre of Tarsus, speaking mainly Aramaic, grew up in Jerusalem, the center sect of the strict Parashiy teaching. That's the Pharisee Judaism. Read Mahashim, Acts 22:3. His letters were wrote to the various assemblies of the dispersion. That's right, Joe. God damn that Greek. We don't care nothing about God. God can be damned. I love Joe said that. So the dispersion were the people that were Abariy, Hebrew, that were dispersed and spreading out. So Shaul's writing letters to these people. All right. Now, each of the assemblies that has spread out were composed of a nucleus group of Yahudiym. These are Jews, who we all call Jews, not the ones that are there now, not them. And a supplementary collection of the Guiym, Gentiles. So the Gentiles really call it Guiym. Read about this in Thessalonians, that's Thessalonians, the assembly in Mahashim. You can read about these assemblies, this is what I'm talking about, in Mahashim 17, 1 through 4. That's Acts 17, 1 through 4. As well as in Quarantine, who you know as Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 10, 1 and 2. It's going to establish everything I'm telling you. Okay? The converted Yahudiym in these assemblies. Now, what's converted Yahudiym? These are the ones, everybody listening? These are the ones, when it says converted Yahudiym, they're coming out of Judaism, which is following the Talmud type teaching, and they're going to follow the ways of Yahuwah through Yahushua Mashiach, when he was on earth. So those are converted, because everybody was primarily just following the ways of the Pharisees. And what Shaul's doing is he's tearing that down. Now watch. They will receive his letters, and then they would teach Gentiles Guiym among them. But it was never first to go teach the Gentiles, ever. Because they would be going against Yahushua's words before he left the earth. He could said, go to the lost sheep of Yisrael first. It wasn't the Guiym Gentiles who were converting people to become Yahudiym to a Greek way of life and faith. So it wasn't the Greeks that were converting people to become a Greek way of life. No. It was the other way around. People weren't going, Yahushua wasn't here to get people to go into a Greek way of life. There was nothing about Yahushua when he walked the earth that was saying, let's go do the Greek way of life. Somebody get me a Greek, turn my words into Greek translation in the way that they do it. No, if they want a Greek translation, it better be the way I want it to be. They got to convert to me, not me to them, but the whole world has converted Greek. It was completely the other way around. It was the Yahudiym teaching the Gentiles the ways of the Yahudiym through Yahuwah Mashiach. Typically, Paul, Shaul, went first to the synagogue, the temple, when he traveled to contact these and other assemblies. See Mahashim, Acts 13:14, 14:1, 17:1, 17:10, 18:4, and 19:8. The language of the second temple and the synagogues at this time was Abariy or Aramaic, Hebrew or Aramaic. Never, not ever, not ever Greek. Never. How did it get to be Greek today? With scholars, with people in seminaries swearing up and down that the New Testament, the Briyt Hadash, was written in Greek. That's a lie. They can't prove it. They won't stand on it if you say put some money up. They'll talk trash. They'll get on Front Street. They'll write papers, but you say put $10,000 in an escrow account. And I'll put 10,000. And if that was written in Greek originally and you can prove it scientifically, and we're going to take it back. And we're going to put together a panel of 10 people from different places around the world who don't know nothing but nothing. And we're going to hold a meeting. And whoever is right gets this money. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. As an example, Shaul specifically addressed the Yahudiym in Corinth, that's Corinthians, assembly. Quote, so this is 1 Corinthians 10, 1 and 2. Moreover, brothers and sisters, I wish that you not to be ignorant, that our fathers were as if our fathers were under a cloud and all passed through the sea. And listen, I don't want you to be ignorant. Our fathers were under the cloud and they all passed through the sea and were all baptized by Masha in the cloud, in the sea. He teaching Torah. He teaching Masha. He teaching Abariy. So if you're going to understand the basic truth, you got to know that Yahuwah chose the Yahudiym, the Hebrew way of life and people, to make a covenant with and to bring the truth to the world, not the other way around. A true worshiper should bathe themselves in the scriptures that were first delivered to the Yahudiym through the prophets, through the apostles, the emissaries, who lived strictly by the instructions of the Yahudiym Savior from the human lineage of the King Guiy, David, who was a Yahudiy. He was a Hebrew. Shaul was a champion of the Yahudiym cause first. Then he went to the Guiym, Gentiles. I got a whole bunch more I can say. Y'all get it? So if y'all in, we got to go in. If y'all in, we got to go in. So get over to tsnt.org. Everybody here should raise their level of faith and go, man, why can I not get to platinum? Why can I not get to diamond for this cause when the world is all backwards? All you got to do is get rid of your emotion. Now I'm going to finish with this, and I'm going in. You got to stop being emotional about the word of Yahuwah. Be passionate. Listen to me. Don't somebody come writing, well, Jay saying be a robot. I did not say that. I said, you got to stop being emotional. You got to be fully passionate. Emotion means you take it personal. When somebody doesn't receive the word of Yahuwah, it's not about you. It's not about me. They don't like Yahuwah. That's between them, not me. That's not personal. You got to deal with Yahuwah if you don't want to hear from me. No problem. I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to be excited. And I know that if I'm passionate and I'm excited and I'm focused and I am learned, X amount of people are going to come to Yahuwah. I'm going to start picking up a ratio. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get into a ratio. You're going to start to find it, man. Every time I really witness without emotion to around 10 people, one of them seems to pick it up. Or it might be 20 people. One picks it up. Or it might be 30. What's your ratio? Are you working the kingdom like that? Or is that too off the charts for you to be concerned about the numbers of people that are coming to Yahuwah? I believe you should be thinking about that. So I'm all about, y'all can tell when I'm teaching you. I'm telling you, if you say, Jay, you crazy, I'm going to be like, man, sorry you feel that way. It's not going to bother me at all. Because I'm not the message. I'm the messenger. And this is a discipline. That's why I say go make disciples. Disciples are disciplined. So I'm done talking about what I'm talking about. I told you what you can do. I told you how to do it. And Yahuwah sent me to tell you to do it. And you can either say, I believe you, or I don't believe you. But I'm telling you right now, he sent me to tell you this because there's no way I would be saying what I'm saying in just normal old me in my normal skin. I wouldn't be doing it. I'd be playing professional sports, and then right now, at my age, I'd be going around. I'd be a major league coach, or I'd be working as director of this development, that development, with my knowledge of the sports of baseball. I'd be doing that kind of stuff. Ask anybody who knows me. That's the stuff I would be doing. I'd be doing, my predominant focus would be international business or something like that. It wouldn't be doing the kingdom of Yahuwah business. That just wouldn't be like the natural thing I would pick. But what happened was I called on the name of Yahuwah and I wanted him to be my savior because I was butt naked in my sins without him. And I wanted a clear conscience. And now my conscience is clear. White as wool, white as snow. And I can approach Yahuwah boldly. Can you? You give him all you got with joy and happiness? Even did you never expected yourself to be in that position like me? But all of a sudden you in it and you so fired up and you can't. That's like what rules my thoughts. That's in my, see, when Yahuwah comes back, my name is going to be on his name is going to be on the front of my forehead because that's what I think about the most. I think about Yahuwah more than anything I think about. I think about him more than anything. And I can't help it now. I just can't help it. And now that I can't help it, I love it. Like I love that I think about him. Because there's something that's magnificent about this way of life, thinking about him. He keeps showing me more and more. He keeps giving me all these miracles. I have the most miraculous things happen to me all the time. It's indescribable. Ask people that are close around me. This craziest stuff. I could be in the craziest situation that no way to get out. And I'll be like, Yahuwah's going to take care of this. And all of a sudden something will show up. I've been stranded out in the middle of waters. And I go, don't worry about it, Yahuwah. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when nobody's on the lake, here comes a boat, shows up. Out of nowhere. There they are. I've been stranded on highways, ran out of gas. They said, man, we're in trouble. I said, don't worry about it. And then people that are out there in desert runners that's got jet fuel. I'm out of gas on a highway going from Phoenix to Yuma, Arizona. I'm out of gas. I forgot to fill up before I got on this back road. And I run out of gas on this highway, and there's not a gas station for like 50 miles. And I went with one of my friends. He goes, man, we are screwed. We're going to burn up in the desert. I said, don't worry about it. He goes, there's not been a car, man, for the last 45 minutes. I said, don't worry about it. And right when it got down to where that thing was about to go, I look in the rearview mirror, and I see this thing coming in the distance. And I stick my hand out the window. It's a guy in a truck. He's got them big old, those beach buggy ATVs in the back. And he pulls off the side. He comes back and says, y'all fellas in trouble? I said, man, I'm out of gas. He says, the only thing I got is jet fuel. Because we put jet. So not only will Yahuwah send you miracles, he'll give it to you when you're out of gas. Instead of giving you premium, he'll send you some jet fuel. My car was running so good for weeks. He sent me jet fuel. Does it for me all the time. He'll do it for you. You gotta love him like that. I'm done, y'all. If y'all love him like that, I'll catch y'all back here tomorrow. Shabbat. Told you I'm going strong 7 days. See ya. TSN.